Hey there, in today's video, I'm gonna introduce you to the new team members of Nomads Nation. Now, if you want to meet everyone right away, feel free to skip ahead using the chapters below. But if you want to learn a bit more about why we're doing this and what the future vision for Nomads Nation is, then grab yourself a cup of tea. It's story time.
Grab your tea.
My tea's almost out. I'll grab my tea too. What can I say? I love tea. So for years, my vision for Nomads Nation has been more than just like a channel with one dude's face on it. I've always wanted it to be a community. And fun fact, when I started this brand like 12 years ago, it was just a travel blog. Just me, a dirty backpacker, waltzing around from hostel to hostel, blogging about my favorite food in random country. But then about 7 years ago, we shifted to gear reviews on that blog and then complementing those gear reviews on the YouTube channel. And here we are now, and that's what we're known for. But even back then, the goal wasn't Nomad Nation, it was always Nomads, plural. There's clearly an S in there. And I've tried to kind of open it up over the years. We launched Gear for the Girls. We've brought on a bunch of guests in the podcast. Plus, we actually featured the Nomads Nation team wherever possible, especially in last year's leaderboard rankings video. But over the past year, I felt to myself like, I want to take this even further. Because you gotta understand, here at Nomads Nation, our mission is super simple. It's to help you find the best gear for your life on the move. And I just feel like we can enter a new chapter where that mission is better accomplished, where we're gonna have more faces, more opinions, and hopefully more gear, and more reviews and more content. And for me, that's what it's gonna take to get Nomads Nation to its full potential, at least for right now, in this current chapter. So that's why we're bringing on a bit more of a crew. A group of EDC nerds, gearheads, bag lovers, world travelers, people who are living this life on a daily basis. And let me tell you, finding the new squad, it wasn't easy. I actually sent out an email to the Nomads Nation newsletter about a year ago, and I was asking for local bag nerds here in Hong Kong who want to be a part of what I was coining at the time, the Bag Council. And I was pretty nervous because you gotta understand, like, it's not easy to find people to fit that role. People who live in Hong Kong, who are English speakers, who are true gearheads through and through, who also have the time and interest and commitment and also want to be on camera and are also the right Nomads Nation vibe. There's a lot of boxes that have to be checked. So over the years, I've been connecting with a bunch of people here locally, and we also made a new hire as well, all with the goal of growing the squad. So today, I'm so excited to introduce you to the new members of the squad. These fine folk are gearheads through and through. It's been funny, like everyone's been coming into the office like on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and they're grabbing a new bag and letting me know what they thought about the old bag. It's kind of like the Nomads Nation library right now. And I'm just excited to have this library open for business so we can keep cranking out high quality reviews and content. Okay, let's meet the squad. We've got Stevie, Tony, Alfred, Sig, Tav, and Jason Bagmoa. First up, let me introduce you to Stevie. I've known Stevie for around 3 or 4 years. We actually met when I was looking for local testers here in Hong Kong for the T22 backpack that I was building in public. Because I needed feedback. I needed gearheads to tell me what sucked about the bag, what was good about it, and Stevie absolutely delivered. She gave us a ton of great feedback and even helped us on the launch, helping us to do website photos. And I love her perspective on carry. I mean, she's definitely very gym focused with her carry. And she's like deep in the community. She tested all the bags from all the brands. And then you add in her little deadpan sense of humor on top of it. It was an easy fit to bring her on the channel. Let's meet her. All right, Stevie, ladies first. All right, Stevie, where are you from?
I'm from Hong Kong, born and bred. I grew up in Singapore, and then I came back when I was a teenager.
I didn't even know that. Oh, cool. All right, how did you become a bag nerd?
So I was very into bags ever since childhood. I think it's a girl thing, you know? And then maybe 11 years ago, I started going to the gym and I just needed something to carry all my powerlifting, you know? So that's how I got into EDC.
Love it. What is your EDC right now?
So my EDC right now is the Brown Buffalo Standard issue, or whatever bag that Aaron has me testing.
I'm keeping you busy. What bag are you testing right now for Nomads?
The Able Carry EDC Max.
Full review coming soon?
Yes, full review coming soon.
All right, what's one feature an EDC bag has to have for you?
A very comfortable harness system, like this one over here.
And what's comfortable to you?
Okay, definitely the fixed shoulder straps, and also a not too wide distance between the shoulder straps because I have a narrower, smaller frame.
Is there a bag trend that everyone likes but you don't quite get? A trend or a brand?
You know those very tactical looking boxy gym backpacks? I hate those.
Built for athletes?
Built, yeah, we're not naming names here. Okay. Yeah, but I mean.
King Kong?
I mean, let your physique do the talking, not the bag.
Ooh, dang, dude. Okay, cool. What's the weirdest thing currently inside your EDC?
The weirdest thing in my EDC is, it's actually in my gym kit. These things over here. They're fractional plates.
Oh.
So like you can go up like a quarter of a pound or something?
Exactly. So these are 1.25 pounds each, so you can clip them on dumbbells.
What interests do you have outside of gear and carry?
So I kind of like working out at the gym.
You don't say.
I kind of.
Yeah. I've been working out for about 11 years. I started out powerlifting and now I've been bodybuilding for, I would say 5-6 years now.
Is there anything else aside from gym?
No, that's about it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, done?
Yeah.
Next up, meet Tony. Tony and I actually met like 6 or 7 years ago. Rewind to COVID times. I was living in Hong Kong and my businesses that I was running tanked. Just died with COVID. So I had to get a job and I applied to be a senior copywriter at a pretty good agency, a digital marketing agency here in Hong Kong. And I met Tony at that agency. I was on the content side of things, Tony's on the sales side of things, but as two American immigrants living in Hong Kong, we obviously hit it off very well. And after a while, I left that job because I was able to pursue Nomads Nation full time, but Tony and I always stayed in touch. And over the years, he got more and more obsessed with gear. And he'd be like texting me, he's like, dude, do you try this bag? Like, yo, I just got this able carry. Hey, rework, they any good? And his obsession, I just kind of watched grow over the years. And I like Tony's perspectives on bags and gear in general, because he's not a super nitpicker. But there's just some things that are so important to him when it comes to comfort and organization. And as a dude from New Jersey, he's not afraid to tell you how he really feels. All right, how did you become a bag nerd?
I just kind of have always loved backpacks. I mean, I'm like a huge nerd. I used to do LAN parties and stuff like that in the day, so carrying laptops around to my friends' houses and stuff like that. So I remember one of my first backpacks I got that had 2 laptop slots in it and was way over the top. And that kind of was my first entry point into really deep researching into bags.
Is there a bag trend that everyone likes but you don't quite get?
One of the things that annoys me, I would say, is just unnecessary features. I think one of the most common ones I see is compression straps that don't do anything, right? So if the bag actually goes from this to this with compression straps, that's not meaningful, right? But if it goes from this to this, that would be great. But I've never seen one that actually performs that well.
What's a hot take for you on bags?
I am a cheapskate, right? So I have this weird mental barrier for spending above 300 USD. I refuse to spend 300 USD above 300 USD for a backpack, right? Unless it's made of handcrafted Italian leather, then I can understand it. But if I don't see a translation from the price to the actual value of the bag, then I am not gonna buy it.
What are some of your favorite brands you've tested?
So obviously I'm gonna say Able Carry because I have 2 of them. I do like Air a lot. I think they do great things with slings. I'm not the biggest fan of their travel backpacks and stuff, but I do love their slings. Other than that, I guess, I do like, Rework a lot, quite a lot. I just recently used their travel bag, and actually one of my favorite EDC bags is the Rework Toshi.
What's a bag brand you aren't feeling that you tested?
So honestly, it's just Evergoods. I always find them to be very expensive, and they're not even that comfortable for how expensive they are.
What interests do you have outside of gear and carry?
So I'm a huge travel nerd. I think that's the main reason I really like learning about backpacks and stuff. So I do all kinds of crazy motorcycle trips around Southeast Asia and going backpacking through Europe. That's one of my biggest hobbies. Obviously I can't be doing that all the time. So in the time that I'm working and just daily life, I'm a huge video game guy. That's really it.
Your LAN parties?
Yeah. Not anymore, not this day and age.
Next up, we got Alfred, who's a new gear reviewer for us, and he's also our in-house resident mad scientist. On the mad scientist side of things, he's kind of really smart, and he's like super into 3D printing and engineering and just problem solving from that perspective. So for instance, all the new testing gear that we've been using has all been conjured up and 3D printed from Alfred. And that meticulous sort of engineering mentality definitely carries over to his perspective on bags. He's like the opposite of Tony, where Tony's not really much of a nitpicker. Like Alfred is like hyper honing in on the details. Like so much so that like if a bag doesn't have the right dangle stoppers, Alfred is going to 3D print the right web holders for that bag. We're talking some like next level shit here. Alfred's actually already been publishing some reviews on Reddit for us, and we're gonna be featuring him here a bit on the YouTube channel as well.
I'm from Hong Kong. I grew up in Happy Valley, which is a really nice neighborhood.
All right, how did you become a bag nerd?
I think just throughout the years, I tried random bags here and there. And when you're living in Hong Kong, things go by so fast, you're doing so many things in the city in the day. I just kind of started finding out habits and preferences of what I like. And then through the different bags that I've tried, I realized specific features that really fit me. And then that sent me down kind of a rabbit hole to look for things that I like or designs that speak to me.
What is your EDC right now?
I've been using the simple commuter pack for a while. I really like it, and so far it ticks almost all the boxes. I was just a little bit sad that the V2 came out right after I bought the V1.
What's one feature an EDC bag has to have for you?
For EDC, what's important is getting the things I want when I need it easily. So I would say it's a combination of organization and quick access.
So what was the first thing you made for us?
So I think the first thing I designed or made is this very simple hook for hanging backpacks. So this is the second thing I've built. If you've watched our videos for a while, you'll see that it's still not complete. We're adding some panels to the side. I'm actually doing that today. We'll be using the new version of this soon. These are the third things that I built for Nomads Nation. We've looked at the old rectangular measurement tank for a long time now. We're all fond of it, but Aaron wanted an upgrade, so we've looked at different designs and came up with something that's hopefully iconic for our brand, and also good for the audience to see actual capacity on camera.
What are some ideas we're considering?
Yep, so one idea that I've been working on is we want to really think about, or we really want to have a way of measuring how well laptop protection is done in the bag. So the concept is sort of like we're trying to measure how much force a laptop will experience when it hits the floor in the bag, but that's work in progress.
Is there a bag trend that everyone likes but you don't quite get? A trend or a brand?
There's so many though. Okay, yeah, I'll say it. I would say that exotic or more special materials is something that is popular, but it's something that I don't really appreciate. I think in general, for my usage of bags, I'm never really in any sort of extreme environments in terms of rainfall or climate. So I also don't really like the texture or the visual look of some materials like X-Pack. So
There you go, X-Pack. Yeah, I was
You don't
X-Pack. You don't like X-Pack.
Newsletter, Alfred hates X-Pack.
yeah,
I
don't
like
care.
podcast Tony. He likes X-Pack.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing currently inside your EDC?
Today, I'm carrying a plank of wood.
What?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm working on some projects today in the office, so this is one of the gear I need. Normally, on most days, I carry, actually, that's kind of uncommon that I carry a set of cutlery, utensils, mainly because in Hong Kong, you sometimes get some disposable cutlery at restaurants or when you order takeout. So I always bring that around. It's small, portable, and comes in very clutch.
What interests do you have outside of gear and carry?
I think the work that I do with Nomads Nation kind of reveals that a little bit. So outside of bags and carry, in general, I like building things a lot. So whether it's digital like apps or anything physical like weird contraptions that I just showed you, or even other things like cooking food are all things that I really enjoy. I think,
also really enjoy going to Japan.
yes, but then that's probably everyone in Hong Kong. So
Next up, we got Sig, who is actually, out of the whole new squad, the only actual full-time employee here. Is our new media assistant. Sig's the man behind the camera, and he has been for almost 8 months now. But like, we don't just hire anybody here at Nomads Nation. You gotta be good behind the camera and understand how to do the editing workflow and everything, but you also gotta be a gearhead, which Sig is. He wasn't quite a bag nerd at that point in time. He was like bag curious. And I was like, oh dude, just wait until you get your hands on the library. And since then, every like 5 days, I just like see him in the corner of my eye and he's switching out to a new bag with new gear. And I can say he's become quite the gear expert ever since. You ready, Sig? Come on up. All right, let's kick it off. Sig, where are you from?
I'm from Hong Kong. I'm a Filipino Hong Konger.
All right, how did you become a bag nerd?
Well, I'll start with the small things. Started with Orbit Key. I got into Orbit Key and then it started growing from there. So I'm also into camera gear, so that's what also made me search for what's the best bag for me out there.
What is your EDC right now?
So my current go-to EDC bag would have to be this one, the Marin Day Fair V3. At first I didn't like the way it looks, but I was also in the market of looking for a gym bag, something that can carry my shoes, and this is the only one, I mean, this one has it, so I was like, you know what, why not? I've tried the Air Duffel Pack 3, horrible, absolutely horrible, but as an EDC bag, it's amazing.
So how'd you get into cameras?
So growing up, I've always been an art kid. I would always draw in class and that's what I was known for until I actually went to art school for my bachelor's and I realized that everyone around me is much better than I am and I am quite mediocre. Until I had this one major that was related to cameras. I learned film photography, commercial photography, and even videography, and that's when I realized that this is what I want to focus on.
What's one feature an EDC bag has to have for you?
I would say water ball pockets. Pockets, plural. But if it only comes in like one, it has to be a really good one.
What's the weirdest thing currently inside your EDC?
It would have to be this one. So these loops. These are bag holders for, not for like giant bags, for like small bags like tote bags. You can hang it here and just like put it on the table. It's really cheap. That's why I bought 2 of these because it looks like it's gonna break.
Do you use them?
I do from time to time.
What interests do you have outside of gear and carry?
Well, I still like doing artsy things. I do still like drawing, journaling, painting. I also am quite into fitness. I do like going to the gym, cycling, running. I think I'm a heavy coffee drinker.
You are.
I am.
Yeah, what do we do? 3 coffees a day?
I do.
Next up, Tav. Now, if you've been following Nomads Nation for a while, you've definitely seen Tav around before. Tav and I have known each other for like 9, almost 10 years. He was actually my first roommate when I moved to Hong Kong. And he wasn't, and I wasn't even doing YouTube then, and he wasn't even doing videography. That actually happened later after we moved out and didn't even talk to each other for a while. And then we kind of like crossed paths again, and he's like, hey, I do video. And I'm like, hey, I'm starting a YouTube channel. We're like, let's combine our powers. And then he was actually the first videographer and editor back in those early YouTube days. Since then, he started his own marketing agency, but we actually work together here in the studio together. And he's mostly focused on Fyro, but we still bring him on a Nomads Nation every now and then, especially to talk about the gear he's been testing, especially from a photographer's perspective. Tav, you're up.
Hi, my name is Tav. I occasionally work on Nomads Nation, mostly Fyro. I'm Estonian originally. I grew up in Ireland and moved to Hong Kong.
All right, how did you become a bag nerd?
I used to be roommates with Aaron a long time ago, and he was writing his Nomads Nation website, and he's like, I really like bags, and I didn't get it, and he's like, oh, you know, it makes me feel more, what's the word he used? Frictionless. Like, okay, cool, I don't understand, and so we went our separate ways. We got back together a few years later, where he's like, oh, let's start a YouTube channel with talking about bags. I'm like, sure, and then he's talking on camera and I'm behind the camera and I'm like, oh, I get it now. So that's how that went.
What is your EDC right now?
My current EDC bag, I have 2 of them. You want to see them? These are my EDC bags. Depends on the occasion, which one I wear. I'll talk about them in a bit.
Is there a bag trend that everyone likes but you don't quite get?
I really dislike airbag, especially for, it's just like, dude,
You don't need a vacuum cleaner to suck your clothes into your bag. You just push it with your hand, man, problem solved.
How did you get into videography?
Well, first I got into photography when I borrowed my mom's camera to go to the racetrack to take pictures of my friends' cars as they're racing around. And then I was like, this is like 2005 era. So anyone with a DSLR is professional, right? So I'm over there figuring it out on the spot, and this dude walks up to me. He's like, "Oh, are you a photographer?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." I was like 15 at the time. And yes, I'm a photographer. He's like, "Well, cool. I run a car magazine, so if you send me any photos, I'll pay you for them."
Will you do any more reviews on Nomads Nation?
Depends. If you can suggest something that's better than what I have in the comments, sure. It hasn't happened since like 2 years ago, since I did a review of the Mini Pete. I was like, if you can find a better bag, let me know in the comments. And I didn't find any better bags. So these are the peak of the peak from a professional hater too, keeping that in mind.
And finally, it's time to meet our 6'2" stud muffin, Jason Bagmoa. If we get enough requests, we'll consider doing an interview with Jason Bagmoa. He's shy, you know? All right, Jason says hi. Okay, that's the squad. I also wanted to quickly, kind of preemptively answer any questions that I think you guys might have. So we're doing a quick FAQ section. First of which, what happened to Margaret? We get this question all the time. As many of you may know, Margaret has actually moved on from Nomads Nation. She's got a really exciting new chapter in her career. We love her, we miss her. She'll always be a part of the Nomads Nation legacy. I mean, she was here for 4 years and helped us build this thing from 15,000 subs and left right at 100,000, like right in that range. So like, we're always indebted to her. And hopefully maybe one day we can get her back on just to kind of see how she's doing. Next question is, Marissa's still in the squad. Marissa is my sister and also the host of Gear for the Girls. She is. The problem is she just doesn't live in Hong Kong. Fun fact, people don't know this, but every time Marissa shot at the studio here for Gear for the Girls, we actually like flew her in for 3 weeks and just like knocked out like 20 to 30 reviews. It would be like a grueling few weeks. But it worked. But it's kind of a hassle always getting her back and forth. She does travel a lot, so hopefully we can get her here next time she's in the general vicinity of Asia. So hopefully we'll see her again soon. Next question, is Aaron leaving? Hell no. Why am I acting like I'm surprised? I made these questions with Gemini, so. But no, I'm not leaving. This is not a way to, like, for my exit for Nomads Nation. In fact, if anything, I'm doubling down. I cannot wait to show you some of the big ideas and content strategies and initiatives we're bringing to the table. So I'm still gonna be on camera, around just as much, but this now takes a little bit of pressure off my plate and I can then focus on some of the other bigger initiatives as well. All right, next preemptive FAQ is, how is this going to work? Well, basically, things will be sort of the same. I'll be doing backpack reviews and gear reviews and travel roundups and new bits of content ideas that we have. So that's still gonna happen. But now we're also gonna be doing the same thing, but with some of the new squad members as well. Tony and Stevie in particular are gonna be on camera doing a lot of reviews, but we're also gonna get Alfred and Sig on camera, and Alfred's gonna also be doing some stuff on Reddit. So it's just growing the squad and continuing to make just the best, highest quality content that we possibly can. It's the same Nomads Nation content, just hopefully more gear with some new faces. Who decides which bags get reviewed now? Well, honestly, you guys have always been the ones who decide, our community. So if you guys are requesting bags, those are the bags that we're going to prioritize. And not just bags, obviously, we do wallet reviews and packing cubes and the random tech outlier here or there. So if you guys are requesting it, we'll review it. Are these new reviewers just gonna say what you tell them to say? Hell no. In fact, that was the thing that I wasn't sure about early on. It's like, are we like a political organization now and we have to be aligned with our perspectives moving forward? And I quickly realized, like, that's dumb. Like, this is not about sharing one perspective. This is about everybody coming to the table and just being honest about what they like and what they don't like, because not everyone agrees with what I think about when it comes to gear. So I made it very clear to everyone on the squad, like, give your opinions, be brutally honest, even if it contradicts what I say, except when it comes to dangle, because there's a no dangle policy here at Nomads Nation. We're not changing that. Okay, that is the end of my preemptive AI-generated FAQs, but I wanna let you know, like, were there any preemptive AI-generated FAQs that I didn't think of, or anything that we missed, or anything in general that you wanna give us feedback for? Because guys, this is all about you. More faces, more opinions, more gear. Our goal is just to make this your headquarters for all things travel and EDC. So if there's anything that we can do to further support that mission of just helping you find the best gear for your life on the move, let us know in the comments below. Say hi to the new members of the team. Let us know what gear you want to see reviewed next. I'm Aaron. This is the new Nomads Nation squad, and we'll catch you guys next time.